Hey guys, welcome to CALLOUS Fight Night. We have our defending champion Super Epic Ampharos and our challenger Sprinkles, who most of you know is a DPP main, but he does play a little bit of Black White and a little bit of ADV. Here he is trying his hand at the ADV, and here's our game. SEA had an impressive victory last week against Astamatitos. Everybody knows him and how good he is, so obviously if SEA can beat him, he's pretty good. We will see how he does here against Sprinkles. They're probably waiting on me. This seems to be a recurring thing. Letting them know they can play, and we're just waiting. So there is a meta lead for SEA, our defending champ on the bottom, Sprinkles on the top with a Salamence. These are two standard leads. They can both threaten each other. Choice Span Mash, for example, would do a ton. Salamence might have things like Fire Blast, might have things like CB Earthquake. Relatively even matchup. Mence is basically always going to be faster, but like I said, they both can potentially threaten each other. Just waiting for the first move. Hopefully they saw that I gave them the go-ahead. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Java wants to get in. Java wanted to do a duo recording with me, which I would have, but they didn't wait long enough. Back to the game. Meteor Mash from SEA on the bottom. Going to connect with a switched in meta for Sprinkles on the top, so he looks to have his Java complaining at me. There we go. Java's mad at me, but we'll fix it. Alright, back to the game, I promise. Alright, we have a meta and a Mence from both guys. We have a mixed Mence from Sprinkles doing 52% with the Salamence here, which is gaining lefties, so it's not a bander. The meta is also gaining lefties, but I mean, there is no non-lefties Psychic Mence. We know it's mixed. They might have similar teams. I mean, it looks like some kind of offense. I mean, it could be balance for either one, but it's probably just offense. And so far, the only thing in this game, the only species in this game, we have dragons and we have cyborgs, and that is it. Meta and Salamence, the only thing from either player. Looks like SEA is getting the better end of it, though. There's Meteor Mash. Waiting. Not sure what the plan is here for Sprinkles. Maybe he's just setting up a boom. I mean, is his meta even faster here? A lot of the time, a mixed meta, which is what Sprinkles has, runs Quiet Nature, which is minus speed. So it seems unlikely to me that he'd be faster here, but I guess he is. He's got HP Fire, and Meteor Mash is going to be good enough, and Insult to Injury. How about an Attack Raise on the way out? So finally on turn 6, we see something other than a dragon or a robot. That would be Zapdos. I don't know that Thunderbolt kills from this range. Thunder may, but that obviously carries some risk. He goes for the Thunderbolt anyway. I don't know. I mean, maybe if it's max special attack Zapdos that can get him there. I don't think that's a guarantee, though, especially if he doesn't know the EVs on the other side. But he makes the aggressive play, and he finds himself against the Bliss anyway. So it actually is a balanced squad from SEA, where it looks like a more traditional offense for Sprinkles here. Earthquake 43%. And we have a very brief pause. Starmie retaliating with Hydro Pump gets hit with another Earthquake. Hydro Pump did 53 last time. That's what Swampert's at, so... Ooh, he actually does have Recover. He doesn't go for the Hydro Pump again. He recovers as Lax switches in. So like I said, fairly standard offense here. Mixed offense for Sprinkles. And a more balanced Asta-esque team for SEA. A lot of switching. We end up with Mence on Mence, no Sand, so we don't actually know who's faster here. But the Intimidate came from Sprinkles, so he's got the advantage in that regard. Unless we're looking at a mixed Mence for SEA, which we could be. We haven't seen anything. Actually, we haven't seen anything from either one, other than the fact that SEA is not a choice bander. He does, in fact, have lefties, but either of them could be a mixed Mence in this situation. I mean, if Sprinkles were CB Mence, he probably would have stayed in on turn 1 against the meta and just gone for the CB Earthquake. So that makes me think he probably is mixed, and yep, that makes sense to me. And SEA put the pieces together, got out of the way. I think that was wise because you can rule out banned, and if he's leading on this team, I don't know, mixed simply makes sense to me. It's not going to be a Wish Mence on this team. It's not going to be a lead DD Mence, especially when you have a Zapdos in the back. So mixed is the only thing that makes sense, and SEA figured that out and switched accordingly. So now we do have a tower, and we do have the sand that comes with it. Here's a switch. Lax comes in on Hydro Pump, takes it pretty well, 26%. What's he going to do to star me here? I mean, you could just Body Slam, but I mean, you are inviting the meta to sneak in, or the tower if you do. He could Earthquake here. I mean, that's a pretty safe play. The only way that goes wrong is if the Salamence were to come in, and the Salamence does come in, but that risks getting hit with Body Slam. I don't know what the idea was with Shadow Ball there. I mean, if you think the Starmie's just going to stay in, you should just Body Slam, and then, I mean, what's the Shadow Ball hitting? It would have been worse against the Bliss or the Tower should those come in. It's not going to be a random Gengar switch. I don't think the last for SEA is Gengar. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and even if it were, it wouldn't come in there. I don't know. That Shadow Ball didn't seem good to me from Sprinkles. I don't see a lot of upside there. But he's going to end up trading here via Self-Destruct and Wish, respectively. So Sprinkles finds himself, after that 1-for-1 trade, down 4-5. Our champion SEA here ahead and looking to defend his title. He did get a Wish off before he died, so let's see who needs that. Meta at 49% looks like something that would love a Wish. Blissy's healthy, Starmie wouldn't mind it, and T-Tar healthy enough, 74%. We end up with Starmie on Swampert here. Swampert, I think, was trying to get ahead of the meta should that come in and try to get the Wish, but that's not what happened. He's going to give it to Starmie, and it's more or less going to negate the Earthquake here. It did 47%, so actually a small net gain for Starmie. However, he finally misses a Hydro Pump and has to eat another Earthquake. Interesting turn now. Does he recover, or does he just attack here and try to finish off the Swampert? Gonna go for the Hydro Pump. This time it connects. Down goes Pert. And Sprinkles also has a tower, unsurprisingly, last poke tower. Interesting that now is the time he chooses to switch that in. He knows there's a pump on the other side. He's going to eat it here for 87%. Is he jolly? Is he faster after Dragon Dance? Is that what we're going for here? Otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess it is a jolly tower, and there's the Earthquake for the kill. That's not the last poke I thought it would be for SEA. He's got last poke Hariyama here. I mean, I guess a Rock Resist makes sense, but it didn't occur to me that it would be this specific Rock Resist. Nevertheless, unless Sprinkles can, yeah, he's going to have to switch. Unless he can find a flinch or he's got some surprise move. The T-Tower was not going to beat the Hariyama there. Salamence comes in. He intimidates and he resists the Brick Break, so no big deal, 15%. But SEA still clearly with the advantage here. Not only up 4-3, but a very low T-Tower for Sprinkles. Got the healthy Mence and the completely healthy Zap. And then let's see, Meta still at about half, Blissey healthy, and T-Tar healthy enough for SEA. We still, I believe, yeah, we've seen, well, we know it's mixed, but we haven't seen the full set from Sprinkles. Basically impossible that he would have Hidden Power flying here. There's just no way. The standard final two moves here are Fire Blast and HP Grass. He goes Brick Break into the Hariyama. Interesting. Did he think that the Blissey or the T-Tar would come in? Works out just fine. He's going to get a Fire Blast off. Now Blissey comes in. Haven't seen anything from her, but you would think that she has Ice Beam. He's going to Brick Break anyway, and it is Ice Beam. Easy kill from that HP. And that's going to bring the T-Tar back in. Obviously, it's going to be faster than Bliss, so he's going to have to make something happen here. Here's Hariyama. Rock Slide, a very underwhelming 17%. That's not going to get it done. So the only way that I see out of this game now for Sprinkles is if it happens to be a mixed Zapdos that has both Thunderbolt and HP fighting, that could potentially get it done here. There's the knockoff insult to injury. I guess he knew that the Zapdos was coming in there. But like I said, I think he specifically needs to have HP fighting and Thunderbolt, which could clean up here if he has that exact kind of niche set. But if he happens to have it, it might be good enough. There's 2 Thunderbolts to take out the T-Tar. Here's the Bliss. Do or die. It's either an HP fighting or a crit drill pack that would be necessary here. And he does not seem to have either one. He switches to Tyranitar. There's a Rock Slide, 34%, does not find the Miracle Flinch. Zapdos right now is going to need a Thunderbolt Power, Full Power, a Drill Peck Crit, or an HP Fighting. Doesn't seem to have the physical stuff. Goes for Thunderbolt, doesn't get the Miracle Power, Full Power, gets hit with Thunder Wave, and that is almost certainly all she wrote. The only chance in hell here is if this is a rest Zapdos that tries to PP stall out the pokes. That's going to be very difficult with no lefties after knockoff, and indeed, it doesn't have any of that stuff. It's going to get knocked out here, and SEA is going to defend his title despite a valiant effort from the Sprinkler. So, not bad for a non-ADV main. He tried, he put up a good fight. Was a relatively close game. Credit where credit's due to Sprinkles. But it's going to be SEA taking it down. Not surprised. A proper ADVer and solid team, solid play. It gets wins. Java's mad at me. Alright, back over here. Let's check out our challenger pool. It's getting thin, guys. We need more people in this challenger pool, I think. But in the meantime, let's pull from what we have. We've got these people here, 1 through 74. I think you guys probably know by now, through 2 seasons of Fight Night, the way that we do things. So for once, I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to go ahead and do the drawing. Here it is, number 11. That looks like a Lux finally. He's been in the pool waiting forever. And finally, he gets his chance to participate in CALLOUS Fight Night. It's going to be a Lux against our defending champion SEA next week. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you there.